All right, this is lesson 2.1. We're going to solve equations with rational coefficients. So that means we're going to look at equations that look like this. Let's try 3/4 c equals 18. All right, so we have an equation, and we want to solve this. We want to get this variable c by itself. So when the coefficient, the number next to your variable, is a fraction, you're going to write the reciprocal of this fraction and multiply both sides by it. So the reciprocal of 3/4 means we're going to flip it and multiply both sides by 4/3. We're going to write the reciprocal of this fraction and multiply. So on this side, 4, we're going to reduce diagonally. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 3 divided by 3 is 1. So all we have left is 1c, which we can write just like that. So that is our goal, to get the variable by itself. Now let's solve this side. So 18 is the same as 18 over 1, and we are going to reduce diagonally. So there isn't a common factor between 1 and 4 besides 1, and we're not going to divide by 1. But let's take a look here, 3 and 18. So we can actually divide 3 into both of these numbers. So 3 divides into 3 one time, and 3 divides into 18 6 times. And now we're going to multiply what's left straight across. So we have 6 times 4 is 24, 1 times 1 is 1, and 24 over 1 is just 24. So our answer is 24. Okay, let's take a look at another one. Let's take a look at -2/9 d equals 4. Okay, again, so we're solving an equation, and the coefficient next to our variable is a fraction. So when you have a fraction next to your variable that you need to get rid of, you're going to write the reciprocal of it and multiply both sides. You're going to flip this and multiply both sides. So the reciprocal of this fraction is -9/2. You're going to multiply both sides by -9/2. So 9 divided by 9 is 1. 2 divided by 2 is 1. And these two negatives cancel each other out, and all you have left is 1d. Okay, now on this side, remember 4 is the same as 4 over 1. So now we're going to try to reduce diagonally. So we can't make these two any smaller this way, but we can divide by 2 this way. So I'm going to divide by 2. 2 goes into 2 one time. 2 divides into 4 twice. And now I'm going to multiply what's left. 2 times -9 is -18. 1 times 1 is 1, and -18 over 1 is just -18. Okay, now let's take a look at when we have mixed numbers in our fractions. So let's try 1 and 7/8 y equals 4½ All right, so we have a mixed fraction. We have two mixed fractions, actually. So the rule here is anytime you have mixed fractions in these equations, you must turn them into improper fractions. So we're going to do that first. We're going to multiply, then add. So 8 times 1 is 8, plus 7 is 15 over 8. Remember, the bottom number stays the same. Bring down your y. Okay, now let's change this mixed fraction into an improper fraction. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9/2. Now this looks just like the other two that we just solved. So now we have this fraction next to our variable, so we need to flip this and multiply both sides. So we're going to write the reciprocal, multiply by 8/15, multiply this side by 8/15. So these two cancel. 8 divided by 8 is 1, 15 divided by 15 is 1. All you have left is 1y. And now we're going to try to reduce diagonally on this part. So we have 2 that can divide into both of these numbers. 2 divides into 2 once. 2 divides into 8 4 times. And 3 can actually divide into these two. So let's divide by 3. 3 goes into 9 3 times. 3 goes into 15 5 times. And now we're going to multiply what's left straight across. 3 times 4 is 12. 1 times 5 is 5. And now 12/5 it cannot be reduced. So you can leave your answer as an improper fraction as long as it's in its lowest form, or you can change it into a mixed fraction. So 5 divides into 12 2 times with 2 left over. So we can write it either way, as long as we have reduced both ways as much as we can. All right, let's take a look at one more. Let's try negative 9 5/8 W equals 108. Okay, so now we do have a mixed number, so we need to change this mixed number into an improper fraction. So remember, I'm going to first multiply and then add. Bottom number will just stay 8. So 8 times 9 is 72, plus 5 is 77/8, and it just stays negative. I just took this mixed fraction and made it an improper fraction. It's still going to stay negative. Equals 108. Now, what I'm going to do is flip this fraction and multiply. We have a fraction next to a variable that we need to get rid of. I'm going to write the reciprocal and multiply both sides by it. So I'm going to multiply this side by negative 8/77 and this side by negative 8/77. Okay, so 8 divided by 8 is 1, 77 divided by 77 is 1. The two negatives cancel each other out, and we have a positive W left. So now I'm going to make 108 a fraction, and I'm going to try to reduce. Okay, 8 and 1 I can't make any smaller this way, and there actually is not a factor that can divide into 108 and 77. So I'm going to multiply these numbers straight across. 108 times 8 is negative 864. And 1 times 77 is 77. And I know that I cannot reduce this any further. So I can leave this answer improper because I know it's reduced as much as it could be. Or I can actually divide 77 into 864 and write it as a mixed number. So I'm going to write negative 77 goes into 864 11 times with 17 left over. Okay, we will practice more tomorrow.